Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kindly remain standing for a moment of silence for Miss Lillian Whitaker, our beloved principal of Nellie K. Parker. Please be seated. In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6, adequate notification of this meeting has been provided by advertising in the record and posting notice in the Board of Education Administration Building, Padavano Education Center, and filing notice with the city clerk. I hereby call to order the organization meeting of the Hackensack Board of Education Wednesday, January 8th, 2025, in the Hackensack High School Media Center at 6:21 p.m. So the next order of business is to get our new board members, the newly elected board members, sworn in. Part of that is reading their votes. So candidate Jennifer Maury Harris, 7,830 votes. Eugenia Gilmore, 7,048 votes. Leila Amir Hamza, 6,693 votes. Congratulations to the three board members who were victorious. Welcome. Next is the swearing in ceremony. The newly elected board members will be sworn in by the Honorable Assemblyman, Mr. Wimberly, who also served as head coach of our very own football team, the Comets, at the Hackensack High School.
Good evening, Hackensack Commons. As Commissioner Martin noticed, I did wear my blue and gold tie. Regardless. All of my sons, 3 of my sons graduated from Hackensack, so we always will be connected to the Comets. At first, before I do the swearing in, I want to give my deepest condolences on the loss of Ms. Whitaker. She was steady everywhere I went, from cookouts to events, anything. Ms. Whitaker was here in Hackensack, and I extend my deepest condolences. At this time, Ms. Harris. The Bible, right? I forgot it. School. The library.
Bible on your phone? Bible on your phone? Bible on your phone?
You don't get it.
Still Bible on the phone.
I guess we could. Yeah, I guess we could. And that's the camera. Yeah. Is that the camera? Left hand. Yep. So we're like, turn around. Yeah, you can come on this side. Is that the camera?
Yes, okay.
We're getting it together. This is a dry run here. We've done it 100 times. We got it. All right. Okay. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm
Do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
for the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Jennifer Maury Harris,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of Member of Board of Education,
for the office of Member of Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
and that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19 semicolon 4-1. Close,
as a voter pursuant to RS 19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction
nor disqualified due to conviction
or of a crime or offense
of a crime or offense
listed in NJS
listed in NJS
18A
18A
semicolon 12-1,
12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of office according to the best of my ability.
of the office according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Dana Gilmore. Hold this. Yep, on this side of the very top. You're gonna face it. That's fine. Left hand in here. I state your name,
I, Eugenia Gilmore,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and this state
and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name,
I, Eugenia Gilmore,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of Board of Education,
for the office for member of the Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and I am not disqualified
as a voter
as a voter
pursuant
pursuant
to RS
pursuant to RS
19:4-1,
19:4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime
nor disqualified due to the conviction of a crime
or offense listed
or offense listed
in NJS
in NJS
18A,
18A,
12-1,
12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all duties
all duties
of the office according to the best of my ability.
of the office according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. And when I worked at Hackensack, Miss Mary was the boss. I don't know if anybody else knew that. No offense to the superintendent or the principal. I just knew if I needed something, I had to see Miss Mary. That was it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. At this time, we have Leela. There we go. Wait, you're gonna hold on this side. Sorry, I think I've just switched, you got it? Okay. I state your name,
Leila Amir Hamza,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the government established in the United States
to the government established in the United States
and this state
in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name,
Leila Amir Hamza,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
by law,
for the office of member of Board of Education,
office of member of Board of Education,
and that I am not disqualified
and not disqualified
as a voter pursuant
pursuant
to RS
to RS
19:4-1,
4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of a crime
disqualified due to conviction of a crime
or offense
or offense
listed in
listed in
NJS
NJS
18A,
18A,
12-1,
12-1,
and that I will faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially, and justly
and justly
perform all duties that the office according to the best of my ability.
perform all duties in the office according to the best of,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you.
She's smart. Layla.
Leila, you need,
Come on up.
I know.
How's it going? There you go.
at this time, I will do our roll call. Miss Amir Hamza. Mr. Carroll is absent. Miss Gilmore,
Here.
Miss Harris,
Present.
Mr. Martin,
Present.
Miss Pringle,
Present.
Mr. Stein,
Here.
Miss Cordero Alton.
Present.
We do have a quorum. So the next order of business, I will take nominations for the board president.
I'd like to nominate Jennifer Harris, trustee Harris.
Trustee Harris. Do I have a second?
You don't need a second for.
We don't?
No,
Okay, all right,
you don't need a second. Just a nomination.
okay. So trustee Harris is nominated by Key Martin. Do I have any other nominations? Seeing none, I will do a roll call. All those in favor of trustee Harris being the board president, say aye.
You should do a roll call.
Yeah, I am, sorry, I will do a roll call. I'm not. Just aye. Miss Amir Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll is absent, Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton.
No.
I declare that our new board president is Ms. Harris. Congratulations. Welcome to you. Okay, so now,
She'll take over the meeting.
yes.
Different from All right, thank you so much to my fellow trustees for having faith in me and for giving me this honor of being the president of the Hackensack Board of Education. Thank you so much. So at this time, we will now entertain nominations for the vice president of the Hackensack Board of Education. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate Mark Stein.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Mr. Mark Stein. Do we have any other nominations?
No.
Okay, I'll do a roll call. Ms. Amir Hamza,
Yes.
Mr. Carroll is absent, Ms. Eugenia,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Stein.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say no, but. Ms. Cordero Alton,
No.
okay, so, the vice president is Mr. Stein, so nominated. Okay, so now that we've done all this hard work, can we now partake of our refreshments? We have some refreshments, like refreshments?
So being that we have an audience, I was thinking that we could go right into public comments.
Okay,
And after public comments, we can do our refreshments and then go into the presentations.
sure.
Okay, so at this moment, we are going to go into public participation. I'm going to read this. Is it two parts? Hello? So at this time, we're gonna have public comments. Participant must sign the sign-in sheet and be recognized by the presiding officer, which is me, and must preface comments by an announcement of his or her name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation if applicable. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration during the public session. All statements, questions, or inquiries shall be directed to the presiding officer, and any questions or inquiries directed by a participant to another board member shall be redirected to the presiding officer, who shall determine if such statement, question, or inquiry shall be addressed. I feel like I just read the same thing. On behalf of the board or by the individual board member. And all board and or superintendent responses to questions or inquiries shall be held until the end of public participation. Public comments shall be accepted in the following order: in-person oral comments first, second, remote oral comments, and then third, in-person oral comments of those who have already spoken. Okay, at this time, public comments is in session.
Anybody would like to?
Anybody would like to come up?
Basim Gaines, Hackensack Education Association, proud president. First, congratulations to the new trustees. On behalf of the association, we wanted to mention and certainly give our condolences and say that we share in mourning Ms. Whitaker. She was a tremendous instructional leader of this district and a pillar of this community. And I want to note that her instructional leadership began really when she was a teacher. She was so celebrated in the paper. If you go back and look, she was celebrated for donating money for people in Haiti, for being a music teacher who was an OM coach, for bringing people into her home, for opening her wallet, opening her heart, all while she was a teacher. She was not someone who cared much about ego, even though she had a very large presence in the community. But she is truly someone who had an open door policy, who listened to everyone, who was a safe space for everyone, students, parents. If you wanted some of her time, she made some time for you. She is an amazing example of what it means to be from this community and what it means to be a Comet. And she graduated from here. And I do have to say, it is quite disappointing to me that we are honoring and celebrating Ms. Whitaker just a few weeks after a very sad display in this room, where someone who fancies themselves an educational leader sat at home and toiled over a PowerPoint presentation to do public evaluations of staff members, to say who they thought was good and who was bad. And Ms. Whitaker failed to make the list of good people on that list. Tearing people apart is not what this community is about. Saying I like this principal and not that principal of this school is not what this community is about. It's about togetherness. And what I think is saddest to me is it wasn't just the comments of one individual, because there was a PowerPoint presentation loaded by a tech team. There were people on the dais that could not stand and applaud today when people were sworn in, but stood and applauded that presentation that was degrading to staff members, degrading to the community, and was divisive and represented the worst of what we are, the absolute worst. I can't even imagine Ms. Whitaker calling and texting all of her friends, saying, don't worry, we have taxpayer-funded food. Come on down and watch the show. Watch me talk about the staff and try and make news to degrade the district. That is shameful. That is not who we are. It is sad. It is small. It is embarrassing. We are so much better and so much closer than that. That is what it means to bleed blue and gold. To understand that it doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter. You didn't do any of this alone. That was a presentation of me, 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 me. Look what I did, look what I did, look what I did. And there wasn't a thing in that presentation that was about students. It was about boilers and buildings. It was about facilities. It was soulless. Soulless. And it was hurtful and insulting to the staff. And to have no one stand up and stop it. People have reflecting to do. That is not leadership. That is cowardice. That is small. On behalf of the staff, thank you.
Hi, Anthony Ziza. I'm a parent at Parker School. And first, I'd like to also congratulate the new board members. I would also like to reiterate sort of the sadness about the passing of Ms. Whitaker as a parent at Parker. It was always so joyous to go. I knew Ms. Whitaker for a long time, first through Odyssey of the Mind as a student, and then in my capacity as a parent. I had the privilege of living around the corner from her. And one of my fondest memories was just walking around the block with my son. And we just so happened to walk by and she was there and, she waved and she said, hey, Bennett, how you doing? And I remember him going, she knows who I am. I'm like, she knows who all of you are, because that's who she was. She knew every student in that school building, every student that came through that school building. I'd see students show up a couple of years later, remembered every single one of them. And what it meant to my son to know not only that he was seen, but that he was loved. I mean, that's something that can't be replaced. So I don't know how to say goodbye in that way, but I just want to thank her. And I hope that that lesson is taken by everyone who operates in a capacity to touch the students' lives. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more public comments? Is there anyone online? One? Sure.
Good evening. My name is Bridget Rucker. Sorry I couldn't be there, but Gina, so proud of you, my girl. Now I'm just hoping that you will make sure, as you are helping other children, that you remember the African-American community children, because they need a lot of your help. But I did listen to Mr. Gaines just speak about that presentation that happened at the last of the year meeting. What the shame was is that your sitting members did not come and they were not there for the children. That's where the shame actually happened. The presentation that he gave showed the cowardliness of the people who send out emails to a person talking about someone's disability. That's where the shame lies. And as far as myself, who placed something on a social media page, and then to have someone take it down because they thought it was disrespectful, well, let me tell you guys, you don't scare me. You can't bully me. I'm not the one. Maybe those that are blue and gold are. I'm not blue and gold. I talk truth and I tell truth. When I research, I make sure that I have all my facts. And as far as Miss Whitaker, yes, she was a woman of conviction, a woman who stood her ground. So my thing is, you should take a page out of her book because some of you need it. Some of you are just mindless. And for me, Mr. Stein, I remember someone said to me years ago, you said, if you want to hire Black teachers, you wait till you become president. You might not remember, Mr. Stein, but you said it. And as far as Kenny Martin goes, when you can't even stand on your own feet and think for oneself, that's a shame to us as a people. So when you have to follow the leader, then you keep following the leader. Because like I said, the blind leading the blind, you both will fall into the ditch. Okay? But Gina, once again, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. We all are. Okay? Thank you and have a wonderful night.
Anybody else online? Nope. Anybody else in? Yes.
Andrea Parchment, a resident of Hackensack, an employee in this district. And I could not, and I will not sit here and not acknowledge Principal Lillian Whitaker. I want to congratulate all of the board members, but I stand here to honor a friend, a woman of God, a role model, a matriarch in this community, and a woman who strives for excellence every day. I work side by side with her. She is to be acknowledged, respected, and what she's done has spoken for her. I love her, and Lillian, we are going to miss you. Thank you.
Good evening. How are you, trustees? I hope that you are enjoying this evening. Congratulations to the new additions to the board. As HASA president, Nicole Adams, I look forward to working with you. I look forward to our collaborative efforts as we go forward. And I would like to thank Dr. McBride and Central Office for inviting the union leaders to the board to discuss along with the assistant superintendents and his team, how we could collectively work together to honor the legacy of Principal Whitaker and also to support the staff, the teachers, the administrators, and the community, all of which are really hurting right now and doing our very best to show up for our students and for our families. I would like to say that one of the many lessons that I learned from Principal Whitaker was that in leadership, you always put service above yourself. So if you are a leader of a classroom or if you happen to be a supervisor, you always put the needs of the people who you are entrusted with serving before you. And that act of service is one that requires humility, is one that requires selflessness, and it's one that requires for each individual who is blessed enough to serve as a leader in any capacity to diminish, to shrink a little, so that they can give air and oxygen to the group that they are charged with lifting up. It is my hope, it is my prayer that the board, the district, the leaders who are charged at every level with servicing the families in the community of Hackensack lead with the spirit of Principal Whitaker and serve with the intended purpose of putting others before themselves. Thank you.
Are there any more public comments? Anybody in the room? Okay, seeing that there are none at this time, we will close the public comments portion. So at this time, trustees, we are going to read the New Jersey School Board Association Code of Ethics. That is on page 3 of our agenda. I'll read the first paragraph, and if we could just go around the room, so we'll just start. Trustee Martin, I will have you read number 1, but I'll read the first part. Do you have it? It's
Yeah.
on our agenda, January reorg agenda, page 3 at the top. Do you have the agenda? Okay, I'll start reading. The members of the Board of Education recognize that they hold authority not as individuals, but as the members of the board. In order to make a clear public statement of its philosophy of service to the pupils of the district, the board adopts as its own the School Board Member Code of Ethics. Promulgated, thank you. I'm a Spanish teacher. Promulgated by the New Jersey School Board Association on May 10th, 1975, and reproduced below. Mr. Martin, could you read number 1, please?
I will uphold and enforce all laws, state board rules and regulations and court order pertaining to school. Desired changes should be brought about only through legal ethic procedures.
Thank you. Number 2. Ms. Alvarez.
Number 2, I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and to maintain public schools which meet the individual needs of all children, regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
Trustee Gilmore.
I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
Trustee Stein.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well run.
Number 5, I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education, and I will make no personal promises nor take any private action which may compromise the board. Number 6, Ms. Trustee Pringle.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interests or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
Number 7, Trustee Cordero Allen.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the school which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. But in all other matters, I will provide accurate information and in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its schools.
Okay, back to Trustee Martin, number 8.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified person available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Office.
Number 9, Trustee Abrahamsa.
Number 9, I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
And number 10, Trustee Gilmore.
I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on such complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Right, that is it. Thank you very much, trustees. So at this time, that is it for that part. Okay, so at this time, we will go into a quick recess, light refreshments for about 10 minutes. And then we will continue the end part of our reorg meeting. Thank you. Do we need to? No, right?
No, because the meeting's continuing.
Okay.
Kenny's not here. Huh.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
the-
So at this point, we are going to go through our resolutions on the consent agenda for the 2024-2025 school year. The consent agenda are for items 01. There is just a minor typo. It should be 01 through 03. So that's pages 4 and 5. Okay, can I get a motion to approve consent agenda items 01 through 03?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Ms. Pringle, second by
I'll second.
Trustee Stein. Ms. Zhang, roll call, please.
Mr. Hamza? Yes, and just one clarification. This is the consent agenda item, but does not include any vendors renewals for this.
Correct.
Then yes.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle. Yes. Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Mr. Darrow Allison.
No.
Motion passes.
Thank you. At this time, we will post board comments for our reorganization agenda. Trustee Cordero Outen,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
board comments. We're on
With
board
regards
comments.
to,
I'm sorry,
with regards to?
regarding the reorganization meeting, we're on this agenda.
Oh, no comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Pringle,
No comments.
thank you. Trustee Martin,
I wanted to just congratulate our new board members. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to working with you. I do give my condolences to Ms. Whitaker. I've known her for a long time. I worked with her in the trenches. We talk constantly. I know what direction she like to see our district going into the future. And I do plan to carry out her wishes. Thank you.
thank you. Trustee Amber Hamza,
Good evening and happy new year all. Congratulations to my fellow newly elected trustees, trustee Maureen Harris, now Madam President, congratulations, and trustee Gilmore. And congratulations to our new vice president, Mark Stein. It is a huge honor and privilege to serve on Hackensack's Board of Education, one I do not take lightly. I look forward to working with my colleagues on the board, as well as Dr. McBride, and all of our administrators, educators, and staff to address the needs of our students and their families and ensure that all students receive the best possible education here in Hackensack. I would like to thank everyone who supported trustees Maury Harris, Gilmore, and I. I was extremely proud to run alongside them. And I know that, like me, they are committed to working hard for our students. To everyone who supported us, our neighbors, friends, family, members of the community, your support is greatly appreciated. And now the hard work begins. While reorganization is a hopeful time for the board, today is obviously also bittersweet as our school community and the Hackensack community continue to mourn the loss of our beloved Nellie K. Parker principal, Lillian Whitaker. I want to extend my sincere condolences to her family and to all who knew and loved her. The outpouring of grief, love, and support across the district and city in the days since her passing is a testament to the impact that Principal Whitaker has had on our schools and our community. Rather than finding the right words to say, the best way we can honor her is with what we do. Following the example she set as a dedicated educator who served this community for nearly 50 years, Principal Whitaker always put our students first, understood the importance of teamwork and respect, and led by example. Let us hope that we can do the same and make her proud.
Thank you. Trustee Gilmore.
Good evening. I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported us in the sun, in the heat, as we campaigned. But those were some really good times. We got to, meet with people along the community that we, ran into, and they spoke to us. And I think that matters, that we took the time to walk and knock on doors to understand the needs of the community. So I'm very humbled and honored to be serving on the board where I was born and raised. So I hope to do my best, and I hope to make you proud. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vice President, Mark Klein.
Thank you, Madam President. As this year begins, I've been told I am starting my 27th year as an elected official of the city of Hackensack.
Wow.
I am honored to have had the opportunity to serve my community for so many years after having graduated from Hackensack High School just a couple of years ago. I'm truly grateful to the Hackensack voters for their confidence in me. I was recently told that between the school board and the city council, I have won more local elections than anyone in our city's history. If that's correct, I believe I have earned the voters' trust by following a simple formula, which I continue this day. I make every decision based on what I believe is in the best interests of our city and our schools, and of the people who live here and work here. Those interests have always come ahead of political considerations and always will. Last month, I raised the concern that some members of the board had injected politics into certain actions of the board, as I was verbally attacked for it. I stand by my concern. The quality of our students' education is far too important to be guided by anything other than what is in those students' best interest. It seems that thousands of Hackensack voters shared my concern and chose to replace those members with others who have pledged to protect from any political influence. I look forward to serving with them and working with them with this new board to make sure that Hackensack students leave here with all of the tools they need to be successful in whatever course they chart for their future. I am hopeful that with the new composition of the board, the personal attacks by members will be replaced by a spirit of cooperation, which our students and our staff deserve and expects from us. We need to lead by example, to show that there is no limit to what we can accomplish when we are all pulling in the same direction. I want to congratulate our new trustees, Trustee Harris, on her landslide reelection. It speaks volumes about what our community thinks of her service on this board. I know that she will continue her fine work. I want to thank the residents who attend our meetings and offer us their thoughts. and suggestions throughout the year. We can't succeed without the input of our residents, parents, and staff who keep us informed and better able to do our job. In closing, I hope for a very productive 2025 for the Hackensack Public Schools.
Thank you, trustee Stein. Okay. Didn't miss anybody? Perfect. All right, I would like to thank the voters, my family, my running mates. You guys were the best team I could have asked for. We walked miles and miles and hills, and met hundreds of community members and many fur babies all over town. Layla and Gina, you will do amazing things on the board, and I look forward to all of us working together. To my family, thank you to my husband, my kids, my brother, my parents, my cousins, friends near and far, for all of your support, for walking with me, for joining me in this journey, for all the endless support. I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for having faith in me and supporting in all of my adventures. A mis padres, que actualmente está viendo desde Colombia, gracias por su apoyo y por hacer muchas llamadas telefónicas, caminar conmigo y hablar con la comunidad latina. Te quiero mucho y mil gracias. Como latina, estoy muy orgullosa de servir a mi comunidad de Hackensack y espero verlos más frecuentes en nuestras reuniones. To my fellow board members, thank you again for trusting me to be your president and always putting our students first. On December 31st, 2024, we lost a beloved pillar of our community, Miss Lillian Whitaker, the principal of what she proudly called the greatest school in the world. She left a lasting mark on all of us. My deepest and sincerest condolences go out to her family, friends, and all those lives who she touched during her time in Hackensack. I had the privilege of knowing her both as a parent and a trustee. One of the many things I admired about Lillian was her unwavering presence in her building and the way she spoke so highly of her students and staff. You couldn't convince her otherwise, unless you'll get the raised eyebrow from her. She loved every student who walked through her doors, no matter their abilities or challenges. A few years ago, when my son attended Nellie K. Parker, we faced a difficult situation. Miss Whitaker not only offered guidance and support, but she also cried with me. When things had settled, I thanked her for being there for me. She simply said, "I love all my students as if they were my own. If they hurt, I hurt." That was the essence of who she was, a true educator, a fierce advocate for students, and a comet through and through. Our district is in mourning, but we must carry forward the legacy she leaves behind. This Friday, our community will come together in celebrating the life of an extraordinary woman, Miss Lillian Whitaker. We hope you can join us in person or in spirit. To our parents and guardians, especially our Nellie K. Parker family, losing someone who inspired and uplifted hundreds of students and staff, and I mean hundreds of students and staff, leaves an immeasurable void. If you or your child are struggling with this loss or a recent loss in the family, please reach out to our guidance counselors who are there to support you, or a trusted friend. You are not alone. We are here to support one another. Rest in peace, Mrs. Lillian Whitaker. Your light will continue to shine in the hearts of all you loved. Thank you very much. At this time, we will
entertain a motion to go to executive session in order to discuss matters of personnel. Is that
perfect. Yes.
okay?
Do I need to say that? Or you just said it?
I just said it. We're on the
Thank
record.
you.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
Then
Thank you. Okay, motion by Ms. Trustee Amor Hemsa, second by
I'll second it.
Ladies first.
ladies first, Trustee Gilmore. Sure.
all in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Any opposed?
Perfect. Thank you. Okay.
Uh,
Just so the public is aware, we will be in executive session. It is 7:40. So give us about an hour. We should be back by 8:40. Okay? Yeah. Okay. I do apologize. We do have some certificates that Dr. McBride would like to.
Superintendent's report.
Oh, superintendent's report. That's perfect. Okay. My apologies. We will go back to executive session. Thank you so much. Okay, we are back. I would like to motion to adjourn executive session and reopen the public portion of our meeting.
I'll offer.
Thank you. So motion by trustee Stein. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by trustee Amor Hemsa. All those in favors? Say aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we will now begin with our December agenda. Do we need to do a roll call?
No.
We do not. Okay. So we went to executive session.
Superintendent's report.
We need to approve the minutes, correct? The minutes from November. Okay. So be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education approves the regular meeting minutes and executive session minutes of November 20th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
A motion.
Okay, motion by trustee Pringle, and a second.
Second.
Second by trustee Martin.
For the roll call,
not to include trustee Alejandra in the trustee Gilmore because both were not.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Harris?
She's present.
This is with the amendment that we had
With the,
said,
yes, with the amendment.
with the amendments that we had. Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Nero Alton?
No.
So you have 4 votes, does that make it? What is it, with the minutes? 4 out of.
Well, it has to be abstentions
Right.
by those two, which they don't count. The ones that we still need a majority of the board, which is 5.
And I have 4, so it doesn't pass.
Doesn't have. Yeah, doesn't have.
Does it pass? Okay, so we'll move on.
Move on.
Okay, we'll move on. So on to the presentations. There are none. Superintendent's report.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Happy New Year. Who said that yet? Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everyone had a great time with their family and friends and got a little rest. I want to start off by saying congratulations to our wonderful new additions to our team. Job well done. I'd like to say also congratulations to our new president and vice president. Look forward to working with you all to ensure we're providing the best quality education for our scholars and our families. I just want to start off just by saying thank you to all of the individuals who have offered support to our teachers, our staff, and our students during this very difficult time and the loss of our beloved Mrs. Principal Lillian Whitaker. The outpouring of sentiments, the hugs given, the tissues provided have been helpful. So we know that during this time, it's extremely important that we cling to each other in order that we also pay homage and honor to such a phenomenal leader and woman. So again, thank you to all of those who reached out and continue to reach out because we understand this is going to be a difficult time and it's going to take some time and we're going to need to lean on each other. So thank you again. With that said, I would start with the superintendent's report with the attendance. We have a total of 5,309 students and a 93.85% attendance rate for our district. As it relates to our residency report, the number of cases received in November was 4. Our year-to-date was 13. Residency verified in November was 2. Year-to-date was 5. In-home visits unverified in November was 3. Year-to-date was 9. Parent provided updated in-district proof of residency in November was 2. Our year-to-date was 5. And students withdrawn as a result of residency investigations for November was 1. And our year-to-date is 1. For our HIB completed investigations from November 16th, 2024 to December the 13th, we had a total of 5. Out of those 5 were unfounded. We have 6 pending and 2 preliminary determinations are not HIB for the district. And just before I conclude, as you may or may not know, January is School Board Recognition Month. And so we understand that sometimes a very thankless job being a public servant. So we want to pay homage and honor our public servants who are serving our district. And so I want to give you a small certificate of appreciation that reads, Certificate of Appreciation presented by Hackensack Public Schools to, I'll say your names, of the Hackensack Board of Education in recognition of your dedicated service to the children of our school community presented during School Board Recognition Month, January 2025. So first I'll have Ms. Lizette Cadero Uten.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I want to shake your hand, but I can't.
Thank you.
Ms. Shivani Pringle. Carol is not here. Mr. Mark Stein. And Martin. President Harris. And Ms. Gina Gilman.
Thank you so much. Not bad, right? Is that the end of your report?
And that concludes my report.
Awesome. All right. So being that this is the second part of the for the December agenda, we will continue with public comments. So the public participation shall be governed by the following rules. If in person, a participant must sign the sign-in sheet and be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface comments by an announcement of his or her name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation if applicable. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration during the public session. All statements, questions, or inquiries shall be directed to the presiding officer. Any questions or inquiries directed by a participant to another board member shall be redirected to the presiding officer, who shall determine if such statement, question, or inquiry shall be addressed by the presiding officer on behalf of the board or by the individual board member. And all board and/or superintendent responses to questions or inquiries shall be held until the end of public participation. I now open the floor for public comments. Anybody in the room? Okay, I see that there are none. At this time, are there anyone online? None? Okay, thank you very much. So we will now close the public comment section of our meeting. Onto our committees and resolutions, and we will start with personnel by trustee Pringle.
Okay. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education, upon recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following personnel actions.
I'm sorry, Ms. Pringle, trustee Pringle, move it closer to you. Thank you.
Do I need to start over? Did everybody hear me? Do I need to say it again? I don't need to, okay. Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to approve personnel A1 through AS.
Removing. Okay, so trustee Pringle made a motion, I need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, by trustee Stein. Okay, missing roll call, please.
Yes. Ms. Amir Hamza?
Yes to all except B7.
Yes to all except E7?
B like boy.
B7.
Is your mic on?
It is.
Okay. Ms. Gilmore?
Same, yes to all except for B7.
Ms. Harris?
Yes to all and no to B7.
Mr. Martin?
Yes to all except for B7.
Ms. Shivani Pringle?
Yes to all, no to B7.
Mr. Stein?
Yes to all, no to B7.
Ms. Cordero?
Yes to all, with the exception of H4.
Except H. Okay, so motion passes except for B7.
Thank you. On to policy, trustee Pringle. Thank you.
There was no policy.
Oh, there was no policy for the month of December.
Perfect, thank you. On to curriculum, but before we start in curriculum, C1, row 5, and C2, row 8 will be removed. Do I have a motion to amend?
Motion to remove.
A motion by trustee Stein.
Can I,
It is C1, row 5, and C2, row 8 will be removed.
okay,
So it is a motion to amend. Motion by trustee Stein, second by?
A second.
By trustee Pringle. Okay. Now we can go into
You have to vote on it.
Okay, so Ms. Singh, roll call please.
Yeah, and we're voting
On
on,
the amendment to.
we're
the
voting
resolution.
on the amendment.
Yes, you're voting on the amendment to delete the items as set forth by the board president.
Yeah, okay, doke. All right. Ms. Amir Hamza,
Yes to amend.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes, to amend.
Ms. Harris,
Yes to amend.
Mr. Martin,
Yes, to amend.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes to amend.
Mr. Stein,
Yes, to amend.
Ms. Cordero Alton.
Yes, to amend.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. So now on to curriculum, trustee Martin.
Yes, I'd like to motion C1 through C13, highlighting C7 to approve the participation of the Hackensack High School Girls and Boys Swimming Program and the NJSIAA Girls and Boys Swimming Cooperative Sports Program with Teaneck Public Schools. The term of this agreed shall be from July the 1st, 2024 through June the 30th, 2025. The agreement shall renew annually unless terminated in writing by either or both parties. What that means is basically our swimming team here in Hackensack, we short on students. And that's because of the, we don't have Maywood participating anymore in our district, and they were the backbone of the swimming team. So, what was decided is that if Teaneck and Hackensack come together as one team and participate with all the other schools, which already has started. So I think that's a plus for both districts under one roof. Their uniforms would still say, one side would say, wait, let me make sure. I believe the uniforms would say Hackensack Teaneck Swimming Team. And they both have two separate coaches, but they will practice here because we have the swimming pool. Teaneck will be transported here with their coach and they will practice together and become one big team. So I think that's a great, that they'll be under the common roof and both the highway and the commons come together under one roof and unite. And that's what life is all about. Also, I'd like to highlight C9 to accept the mental health screening in school MHSS grant, area 2, from the New Jersey Department of Education to implement mental health screening in grades 7 through 12 in an amount of $68,398. Also highlight 10 to accept the school-based mental health service SBMHS grant, period 3, from New Jersey Department of Education to support the recruitment, placement, hiring, the retention of school-based mental health professionals in the amount of $375,000. And highlight C3, no, that's it, I'm sorry. Okay, that's my report.
All right, excellent. Thank you, trustee Martin. So we have a motion from trustee Martin. Can I have a second?
A second.
Okay, from trustee Gilmore. Ms. Singh, roll call, please.
Yes, Ms. Amir Hamza,
Yes, and congratulations to our swimmers and grant recipients.
Ms. Gilmore,
Yes.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes,
Ms. Cordero Alton.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Perfect, thank you. We need to revisit back on to personnel. The items should say 8.1 A dash
To
through
T,
A through T.
yeah.
A through T. So do we need to amend? What do we need to do?
What was the official motion?
The motion was
A through
was
S.
A1 through AS. I think I believe I should do another roll
Yeah,
call.
do another roll call.
Yeah,
If there
so
was a
just to
team-
confirm.
Just to confirm it. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Mr.
I'm sorry, just to confirm, is T on the,
Yes, it's just not included in the typing of it, but it's at the end of it. If you look at personal, it's attached to the end of it.
Yeah.
I'll bring it over.
And then the addendum.
Excuse me.
Sorry for the reach.
got it? Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Ms. Singh will do another roll call.
Yes, roll call for A1 to AT.
You need a motion in a second.
Okay,
on that.
so can I have a motion to amend or to do
motion.
another roll call?
I
Yeah.
motion to do another
A-
roll call.
On
Through
items
One
A1,
through A.
One through
to
A through S.
A
Or T.
through
T. You did S last time.
Right.
But does that include the amendment that we made the last vote?
That was on
That's
curriculum.
curriculum.
That was
Oh,
curriculum.
that
Yeah, that's
curriculum,
correct.
Not
right,
this one.
right. Gets a little confusing.
Mhm.
Okay, so roll call for A1 to AT.
So we
Miss-
need a motion.
I
So who-
motion.
Okay, motion from trustee Pringle, so we need a second.
I'll second.
Second from trustee Amber Hemsa. Now we do a roll call.
Ready,
Yes.
Miss Amer Hamza,
Yes to all except B7.
okay. Miss Gilmore,
Yes to all except for B7.
Miss Harris,
Yes to all and no to B7.
Mr. Martin,
Yes to all except for B7.
Miss Pringle,
Yes to all, no for B7.
Mr. Stein,
Yes to all, no to B7.
Miss Cordero Alton.
Yes to all with the exception again of H4.
Okay, so motion passes.
Perfect, thank you. On to finance, since trustee Carroll is not here, trustee Stein.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, we will be voting on D1 through D7. Just to call to everyone's attention, D5. Every year, the choral and band have an event at various banquet halls. Again, this year, they will be having their senior performance art banquet awards event at Elon in, I believe that's Lodi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than that, D7. RLP for general. Nothing else. So we're voting on D1 through D7.
So we have a motion from trustee Stein. Can I have a second?
Second.
From trustee Martin and Ms. Singh, do a roll call, please.
Miss Amer Hamza,
Yes to all.
Miss Gilmore,
Yes to all.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Miss Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes,
Miss Cordero Alton,
Yes.
motion passes.
On to buildings and grounds, trustee Stein.
yes, I'm offering E1 through E3. E2, I'd like to call your attention to. Right now, we're hiring DMR, according to this resolution, to come up with a brick partition wall to separate two classrooms. And right now, that's what has been requested. The architectural drawings will cost $12,500.
Okay, so that is a motion from trustee Stein. Can I have a second?
Question on the
Sure.
B or B2? So you
E2.
separating two class, separating
Sep-
one class. And
Into
is there
two.
gonna be two classes?
Correct.
And why are we separating them?
Right now, it has a temporary wall. They want to put up a permanent wall because with a temporary wall, if one teacher is teaching something and you have interference with the two classrooms,
So that's all, the wall is already in place, they just wanna put up a solid. wall.
a solid wall.
Gotcha. Thank you for the clarification.
Perfect. Any other questions? Great. All right. So we have a motion from trustee Stein. Can I have a second, please?
A second.
Okay, second by trustee Pringle. Roll call, please.
Miss Amira Hamza,
Yes.
Miss Gilmore,
Yes.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Miss Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Miss Cordero Alton,
Yes.
motion passes.
Excellent. All right, so we are done with our agenda items, moving. Actually, there's one part here that is missing, new business, that I would like to add.
But
And, oh, you know what's also missing? The Community Relations Committee.
Right.
the request was made, like when I prepared this agenda originally,
Mm-hmm.
I was told that I needed to go back to policy 0614.
Okay.
So this agenda reflects that. I had to go back, rename and rechange everything to conform to that agenda, which was, so the ones that I was following before
Okay.
under the old president, this one, I was requested to change it.
Correct.
So that is why it doesn't have, for example, it doesn't have the student body represented on this one because the 0164 doesn't have that. I actually do have the 0164 someplace. If you want to look at it, you'll see. But however,
Mhm.
if you want to add it, change it, please let me know.
Well. Yeah,
That's on 164, just so you know.
yes.
But as board president chair, you can, make whatever adjustments, amendments, you're in charge of the
Okay.
meeting.
So. I know it's not on here, but I do want to add the Community Relations Committee. So do I need to make an amendment or just,
Just to, it's part of your comments. Really, I mean, or how you.
okay, I'll do a part of my comments.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
part of your comments.
That's fine. We'll move on. Yep, that sounds good. Thank you. All right, so at this time, we now have board comments. Trustee Cordero Alton?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for everyone who is in attendance today, online and in person. I would like to reference that there were several individuals this evening throughout the course of the night that made comments in regards to poor behavior. Yet I found that no one commented on the dereliction of duties of this board on December 18th. You can comment about how very inappropriate a PowerPoint is, but you have nothing to say about the children that impacted. You can comment about how greatly we respected a matriarch of this community for the work and the dedication that she put into her every day. But yet no one commented about how this board could not come to do the business of the board because there was a lack of quorum due to the fact that members of this board willfully and purposefully did not attend, even after it was acknowledged by not only the NJSBA, our legal counsel, as well as the executive county superintendent, that this was not an illegal board meeting. But yet no one that came up here today discussed that. No one that came up here today discussed how we're now needing to do board business from December that has already jeopardized this district for a month. We're not talking about how on November 20th, certain trustees had the audacity to review for everyone the ethics policies, and yet they willfully did not follow what they were elected to do. It's very disappointing. It saddens me. I will move on from it. I hope that we all do. I look forward to working with this board because I signed up for a job to help this district. Had I not showed up today, this board would not be sitting here right now. You required my presence, just like we required your presence on December 18th, where you willfully chose not to participate, not to support your administration, not support your students that performed here, that were excited to perform. Instead, it was requested that we tell these students who had gotten their hair done, new outfits, nails. It was requested that we instead tell them, sorry, go home. It is insane to me that I actually have to sit here with the same people. And that will be the answer to why I could not vote for a president or a vice president, for the simple fact that you did not take your public responsibility to this community and to these students seriously enough to show up. And now this district absolutely faces legal ramifications of this, potential lawsuits and further grievances. That's why today at the 25th hour, there was an addendum made to add business that was not handled in December. It is so unfortunate to me, but yet I still showed up today. I still allowed, because that's actually what I did. I allowed this board to elect new trustees, new president, and new vice president with my presence. Because it matters more to me that we do the business we were assigned to do for the community that I am a longstanding member of. 31 years. I have raised and continue to raise comments, despite the fact that I may not be one. It is disappointing to me, and I hope that this never happens again. I really do. It saddens me that I'm part of a board in a history where this took place. Thank you again to all the supporters. I appreciate it. I've been inundated with emails, texts, and phone calls since 6:30 this morning. My village is strong. I appreciate you, and I want you to know that I will continue to do my very best as I have done for the past 2 years. Thank you, and have a great evening.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
go ahead.
Again, I'd like to congratulate our new board members. Welcome aboard again. And to our president, I want to congratulate you. I know you do a fine job. That's why we voted you in. You have a lot of insight. You are in the trenches with the teachers. You are in the trenches with support people. You have a lot of knowledge to bring to this board And collectively, I like to believe that's why we put you in that position. We truly believe that you will do very well, without a doubt. And you have everyone's support. So just call on us when you need us, and we'll be there. To our vice president, you have a lot of history here. You have a lot of knowledge within the city and within this district. I've seen you at work when I was assigned to the schools. I watched you and the other board members, watch how you kept the board members together and united. And you guys then got things done. I'm looking forward to working with you and the both of you in those positions, because I can see the same reflection that's going to happen here throughout this year and on with the knowledge and the work that and your leadership with the both of you together. It's a match. It's a no-brainer. So again, you have our support. We'll be there for both of you. Just let us know what you need, and we'll all be there. In reference to December, the presentation that was given, I listened to it after the fact and was a little disturbed by it, only because, one, I had no idea of any of the things that were said to the past president and written about him. I too concur that it's an outrage that the letters that he presented shouldn't have been written about him and his family. That what was showing is something that we try to eliminate here in this district with our students. So, but with that said, I'm also stunned because it wasn't stopped when it should have. When he put up a warning sign, if you would, that this is going to be disturbing to some individual and as well to our kids. Right there, someone, the board members that was present, administrators, attorney, someone should have stepped in and said, based on that, what you about to show and the message you put up, we think that you shouldn't go any further. But it was. And I think that we need to conduct an investigation and find out why was that not done. Anyone that speak up, I think that we should look into that, Madam President, and find out why something like that was carried on when it shouldn't have been, based on what the past president put up with the warning sign. And it should have been stopped there. Other than that, this is going to be a good year. This is going to be a board that's going to be transparent. It's going to be a board that going to give our residents an opportunity to come up to the mic, and we're going to hear you, regardless the names you call us, the names that you say good or bad. We're going to hear you. We want to hear you. We want to hear the things that you have to say, because that's the only way that this board is going to operate. You voted us in, and we're going to listen to you. We hear, and I heard in the past, oh, it's for the kids, it's for the kids. Listen, we all know that it's for the kids, but it starts with you, the residents, the taxpayers. You advocate for the kids, and that's where that comes in. So by you advocating for the kids, you're the voice for the kids. So we're going to listen to you, and we're going to be transparent, but we're going to be as transparent as much as we can, but we can't give you everything because some things are confidential. So I just want you to be sure on that. Teachers, come up, tell us what's going on in the trenches. We're not there, and your administrators is not in the trenches with you. You are in the trenches. You know what's best for your classroom, your students, and if you come up and let us know, we can assist whatever we can and question if something's not right. And if a decision was made and we think it's right, we'll let you know that, hey, this decision was right. And we need to move forward with it. So please, do not hesitate. Step up to the mic, do not be afraid. You don't have to be afraid anymore to come to the mic. I don't care who you are, what title you are, whatever, we want to hear from you. You are residents, you are taxpayers, you are an advocate. On that note, wish everybody a good evening and go home safe.
All right, thank you, trustee Martin.
Jennifer, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm sorry. So I was just sitting here, and I was thinking, I think I owe the board and the public an apology. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I didn't speak out earlier. And I wasn't gonna say anything just now, but I started to reflect on the conversation that I had, my last conversation with Ms. Whitaker. I'm not going to share exactly what that was, but I do know that that I need to be more outspoken. I just really I'm going to miss the way that she spoke with me. I'm not good with stuff like this. Layla and Gina, thank you for coming on the board. We need your support.
Take your time.
Congratulations to everyone. Mark, Jennifer. I know you guys are gonna do good. I have a mixed feelings of emotions right now. And I think some of the frustration, anger, and hurt allowed me to first get out the heartfelt pain for Miss Whitaker's family and friends, and especially for her granddaughter. Like really, my heart is heavy for Lene. I hope going forward with this board, because people know I do not speak much when I come out here. I'm not gonna sit here and be reprimanded. We work together as a board. We don't bring each other down as a board. I think we should go forward to try to be united regardless to what disagreements we have. Stuff like this should not happen in public. I would rather for people not understand because we know why we weren't here. I would rather for people to hear our silence and have their own thoughts on why we weren't here than to turn around and talk about the reason why we weren't here. The same way people are saying why we weren't here or assuming why we weren't here. If we don't stand for anything, we fall. You understand? So I hope that people respect that. We have a village too, and our village is really strong as well. So going forward, hopefully we all work together with Dr. McBride. We had to get down to school business. These kids need us, the teachers need us. It's time that we get stuff done in 2025. Happy New Year and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you, trustee Pringle. Trustee Gilmore. Fine.
Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Nice having tech people.
Well, I first want to say I made it through my first board meeting. Yeah. But seriously, I'm really excited to be here. I have a lot to learn, but I'm not afraid of hard work. And I'm here for the community, for the kids, for the administrators. I want all the kids to have the same opportunities that me and my son had. So that's why I'm here. I don't want any of the drama. I want us to work together and be united and move this district forward and bring it back to, or bring it where it needs to be. Because Hackensack, anyone who knows me knows how much I love Hackensack. Every opportunity I get, I let people know there's no place like it. So I want everyone to have that same sentiment. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Vice President Trustee Stein.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Let him go ahead.
No. Yes, ladies first. Trustee Amor Hamza, I do apologize. So sorry.
Sorry about that. Thank you again to those of you who remained here for the duration of both meetings. And, you know, to those of you who may be watching from home. Also, I just want to reiterate my congratulations to both Gina and Jen, Madam President, and Vice President Stein. I would like to just reiterate, you know, my appreciation for all of those who supported us. And, you know, really one of the first things that helped me to decide to call Hackensack home over 25 years ago when I came to Hackensack to work at New Jersey Citizen Action, a statewide nonprofit, which at the time was located on Main Street above the tennis outlet, was the sense of community here in Hackensack. A big driver of that community, the heart of Hackensack, was and remains our schools. And that is demonstrated again by the outpouring of love and grief and support for our beloved Principal Lillian Whitaker. You know, when I started volunteering here as an ESL teacher as part of our adult bilingual program 10 years ago, it was easy to see why so many other families also wanted to call Hackensack their home. Our schools and all of our educators, our administrators and staff have always been welcoming to our students and their families, regardless of where they came from, regardless of whether they are lifelong Comets or new to the district. Principal Whitaker was always extremely welcoming to our new families and who participated in our adult ESL program. There are obviously a lot of different needs and challenges that arise and impact a school district, but as long as we work together to solve these problems and support one another, we can work on positive solutions. There has been a lot of discussion of respect. We are all here to serve the district, most importantly, our students and their families and the voters who elected all of us. We won't always agree, but each of us has been elected to serve by voters of Hackensack. I hope that those of you watching, whether you are members of the community, students, or their families, staff, administrators, or educators, know that your input and participation are critical to making our students and our district thrive. Please know that there is always an open invitation for everyone to attend and participate. We need to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly so we can address the challenges and needs of the district. And that together we can mourn the loss of beloved members of our community, and together we can celebrate our collective successes and achievements. I would, however, say that we should limit our attacks and criticism and disrespect. There's no room for disrespect. We shouldn't ever attack families of board members. We shouldn't ever attack our staff, our educators, or administrators. So I hope that we remember the legacy that Principal Whitaker has left behind, and we don't just say that we want to honor her, we honor her and show her what we do through our actions. So thank you again, and I look forward to working with everyone here, with Dr. McBride and the entire team across the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Vice, yes. I totally forgot everyone. Yes, Vice President Trustee Stein, go ahead.
I'm sorry that Ms. Soughton has left the dais. She talked about lawsuits, possible lawsuits. The concern that I had, and I understand that for the meeting for December 18th, a number of us did not show. And I'll give you my reasons for not showing. On board policy, it states that the agenda shall be posted at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. I understand there were internal issues where it was not. But in knowing policy and knowing that I was getting calls and emails from people saying, where's the agenda? I was concerned that maybe on the opposite side, there could be a lawsuit because the proper notice time was not given of at least 48 hours. That's my only concern. I will not take this any further. I appreciate the fact that I've been able to serve this community for so many years. You should know that Ruth Zucker Stein is a graduate of the Hackensack High School, my mother. I was class of 66, not 1866. My two kids are graduates. One is a graduate of the United States Naval Academy. The other one decided to go based on a math teacher here at the high school, decided to become a math teacher. She went through a math ed 4-year course in 3 years. I'm proud of that legacy. I'm proud to say blue and gold. As I know, if Lillian were here today, she'd be spouting blue and gold. What I ask is everybody, please. She was literally a neighbor of mine. She lived right around the corner from me. We never talked board business. I want to get that on the table. But I would always ask her in the later years how she was doing. She says, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I ask all of you in my closing comments to please keep Lillian Whitaker in your mind. And I agree with that we should function showing our actions, not just in words, but in actions. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't miss anybody. Perfect. Is it on? Yes, I'll speak into the mic. Thank you. So I forgot to say Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year, everyone, 2025. And also I forgot to mention, thank you to Assemblyman Benji Wimberly for swearing us in for Gina and Layla and I. Having a Comet, legacy here is truly amazing and an honor to have him. It's very rare to find. I do want to mention for the Community Relations Committee, my predecessor had put it on pause for this committee, but good news, it is back. The Community Relations Committee will be back in motion. Those members who were reached out initially back in, I believe in September, you will be reached out again once the committees are settled and we know who will be a part of it and who will be chairing it. And they'll be reached out and we'll let you know when the first meeting will be meeting. Assuming January is a little too close, keep a lookout for February. Board vacancy. So as you know, December 18th, we had a resignation. We have to fill that vacancy within 65 days. Therefore, Ms. Singh, our board secretary, will be posting the board vacancy starting January 13th. The application process will close January 27th, correct? Which is a 2-week window. We will then host a special meeting to host interviews on February 5th at 6:15 p.m. here at the Media Center. And I believe that is all for the board vacancy. Is there anything else that I needed to add? Correct, I'm sorry. So the special meeting is specifically for interviews for that board vacancy in public. And those of you who do apply will receive more information once we get closer to that date. Okay. So now I feel that there were just a lot of rumors going around, and I think I need to just extinguish some of those fires that have been going around. For the record, what Trustee Stein had mentioned, policy 0164, conduct of board meetings. It says, agenda. The superintendent shall prepare an agenda of items of business to come before the board at each meeting. The agenda shall be delivered to each board member no later than 3 days before the meeting and shall include such reports and supplementary materials as are appropriate and available. Policy 0162 also states that we need advance notice to the public 48 hours of the agenda, which was not done. We must understand that as board members, we must uphold the policy. And just because it was not done before does not make it right. We are here to make sure that we are following the rules that are put upon us by our district and by our state statutes. That is part of the reason why, actually, that is the big reason why we did not come. We had stated that we wanted the agenda posted ahead of time, and it was not. I do, however, look forward for us to make sure that the public is informed, that the public does receive the information in a timely manner so that this does not happen again. Just to be clear. I do have a prepared statement. As a board, we will remain committed to transparency, upholding policy, and fostering strong engagement with our community. Now that our Community Relations Committee is back, we are able to implement future town hall meetings and more community-based events. We aim to hear more from you, whether your feedback is positive or constructive. Your voice matters, and we are here to listen, learn, and grow together. As a board, we hold ourselves to the highest standards of professionalism and respect. We will not tolerate disrespect among board members, negative remarks about our educators or our community. Using school resources for personal gain will not be tolerated. Our students are always watching us, and as an educator, our students look to us as role models. They will one day lead and inspire future generations. We must show them what respect, collaboration, and pride in our community truly looks like. As a proud Hackensack High School Comet graduate, I deeply understand the significance of this community. Hackensack is more than a place, it's a shared experience, a legacy of excellence, resilience, and unity. This district shaped me, and I believe it is continuing its greatness. Being a Comet means being part of a family that values each other, works together, even during hard times, and strives for success. It means lifting each other up and never letting anyone question our pride or our purpose. If you live in Hackensack, if you work in our district, or go to school here, if you believe in the strength of our district, you are a Comet. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Together, we will continue to build a thriving, respectful, and supportive blue and gold community where everyone feels valued. That is the end of my report, or my board comment, I should say. Thank you for allowing me to have my very first meeting today of the new year. And would like to have a motion.
So the record is clear. The December meeting was 100% legal and in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. The board was provided with an advance memo to that effect, and you were advised that that December meeting was in fact legal and in compliance with all appropriate statutes. Just want the record to be clear.
We did not receive that information until later,
Much later.
very later. Okay.
Okay.
Moving on, motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Okay, trustee Stein, motion, second. Second from trustee Gilmore. All those in favor? Aye.
Comments.
Let's go. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you.